Before school, you cannot report to the playground until 8:40 a.m. when teachers are on duty. This is one of the locations where you would wait for the teacher to open the gates. If you arrive before 8:40 to this gate, it's going to be unlocked so that teachers can come in. But please keep your line right there until you're instructed to enter into the playground. After school, make sure you use the proper exits. There's absolutely no climbing over the fences to get out of the playground. Once you're on the playground before school, go to your classrooms, put your backpacks and lunch boxes, and then you can go out and play until the bell rings. Please use the sidewalks. Don't walk through the parking lot. We want you to be safe, and a lot of cars and buses come through our parking lots. If you bring a bike or a scooter to campus, please make sure to walk them once you get on the school grounds. There's no riding your bike or scooter on school grounds before school or after school. When you get to school, phones are off and put away until after school. You're not to have your phone out even before school. Find a good safe spot for it and put it in your backpack. Remember, any electronics or other things you bring to school are your responsibility, and the school is not responsible for them. So our grass is finally starting to come up. We're going to ask you to continue to stay outside the yellow tape until that grass is nice and ready for us to play on. Please don't touch the yellow tape, as oftentimes as people touch that, the poles fall out or the tape gets broken. At playground time or any other time, it's important that if you need to go into the classroom, you need to double check that the teacher's there, and you can't be inside a classroom when a teacher is not present. So when on the bars, make sure you're hanging under the bars and you're not on top of the bars. No student should be on top of the bars at any time. On the playground, we want you to have fun and enjoy yourselves, but no aggressive play. Can't be physical, can't be aggressive, none of this.
It's important not to damage or use balls irresponsibly. Like this, it's irresponsible to sit on tether balls. This is a responsible way with playing with tether balls.
When you're playing on the slide, it's important not to wait at the top to hold the line up. One person at a time going down the slide. Feet first coming down the slide. We also do not climb up the slide. We also don't put wood chips, snow, or dirt on the slide. On the swings, we don't stand on the swings. We do not twist the swings. We swing on them correctly. There is also no jumping off the swings. If the swings are filled and you want to swing, you find a safe spot next to the swing and you count to 30 slowly. The only thing that we throw at school is going to be the balls. We don't throw rocks, we don't throw sticks, we don't throw snowballs. When the soccer team is practicing or when there's a game, we need to stay out of their way and off the field. There's no playing or going behind the containers. In the cafeteria, it is important that we talk quietly when we eat. That way everyone can enjoy their lunch and also have good conversation. It's important that in the lunchroom, when the lights go off, it turns to dead quiet. Remember, when you're indoors, take your hats off. Raise your hand if you need to get up for any reason, and a teacher will come and dismiss you. Make sure you clean the table up before you leave, so it's clean for the next class to come in and eat at. Make sure you walk as you are leaving the lunchroom and throw your trash in the garbage. After lunch, make sure you walk out of the lunchroom and continue walking all the way until you cross one of the red lines onto the playground. At that point, you can then run. Please also keep a quiet voice. As the weather gets warm, doors are often open, and we don't want to disturb classes inside. If you are cold lunch and bring your lunch from home, it's important that when you return from the lunchroom, you stack your lunches neatly against the wall in a nice line. We don't want to be throwing these because those lunch boxes end up way out here and then often get stepped on or kicked. Do not bounce balls against the portable, as classrooms are often inside and it will drive them bonkers. This is the proper spot to play ball against the concrete buildings. At recess time, we have red lines marking the boundary between the playground and the off-limits area. You may not cross that red line unless you have passes, which you can get from any duty teacher. However, if a ball ends up crossing that red line, one person can run across that line quickly and quietly, coming back and getting back on the playground area. If you need to get a drink when the drinking fountains are turned on, simply ask a duty teacher and you can have permission to come over and get a drink and cross the red lines. However, you're not hanging out over here, as this area is all off limits, and you're just getting a drink and then heading back out to your playground. As you're transitioning and moving to music class or library or computers, please be respectful of other classrooms and walk quietly to and from your specials. Toys are fun, but we don't bring toys to school. Leave them at home if you would. Food may be tasty, but we're not bringing food on the playground. It can lead to choking hazards and trash thrown all over.
We also have a few rules for riding the school bus.
Make sure when you're riding the bus, you stay seated and face forward at all times. Talk quietly so that everyone can hear each other and the bus driver can drive safely.
When unloading the bus, make sure you stay seated until it's your turn to exit.
So although the bus may look huge like a building, it's not a buffet. Remember, don't eat and drink on the school bus. Make sure you use the crosswalk safely and walk.
Remember, Jessie Beck students are respectful, responsible, and kind.